5. Healthy vegetables that may be secretly harming your heart after 60. Did you know that the heart-healthy salad you carefully prepared for lunch could actually be pushing your heart closer to its breaking point? Every day, millions of seniors reach for vegetables, believing they are making the absolute best choice for their health. You fill your plate with vibrant greens, crunchy roots, and satisfying sides, thinking you are protecting yourself, building strength, and keeping your heart safe for the years to come. But what if I told you that some of these trusted vegetables, the very foods celebrated by health experts and doctors, are secretly creating a perfect storm inside your body? A storm that can thin your blood too much, push your blood pressure to dangerous levels, or even weaken your heart by literally pressing against it. This isn't about fear. This is about awareness. Because the truth is, your body after 60 is not the same body you had at 40. The foods that once healed you can now harm you, especially when eaten the wrong way or in the wrong amounts. If you've ever felt unexplained fatigue, a flutter in your chest, or found yourself getting breathless more easily, the answer might not be your age. It might be sitting in your vegetable crisper right now. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Take a moment and share in the comments. What is one healthy vegetable you try to eat every single day? Your answer might be more important than you think. Let's uncover these truths together. And if you find this video helpful, please type a 1 in the comments. If not, a 0 helps us create better content for you. Your wisdom matters here. Let's take a closer look at 5 types of vegetables that could be silently sabotaging your heart and what you should be doing instead. For decades, we've been told that leafy greens like spinach and kale are the undisputed champions of health. Doctors, nutritionists, and well-meaning family members have all repeated the same message. Eat your greens, and your body will thank you. It's a belief so deeply ingrained in our minds that many of us never stop to question if, for some, they could be doing more harm than good. But the truth is, if you are one of the millions of seniors taking a blood thinner like warfarin, that daily green smoothie or large spinach salad could be quietly disarming the very medication meant to save your life. At first, you wouldn't notice a thing. You're eating well, you feel virtuous, you're proud of your choices. But beneath the surface, a dangerous tug-of-war is taking place. Spinach and kale are incredibly rich in vitamin K, a nutrient that plays a crucial role in blood clotting. Now that sounds like a good thing, right? We need our blood to clot when we get a cut. But here's the problem. Your blood-thinning medication works by intentionally reducing your blood's ability to clot, preventing the dangerous internal clots that can lead to a stroke or a heart attack. Vitamin K does the exact opposite. It's like having one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. When you suddenly increase your intake of vitamin K by eating large, inconsistent amounts of leafy greens, you are essentially canceling out your medication. Your blood can become thicker, the protective shield of your medicine wears thin, and your risk for a life-threatening event goes right back up. Have you ever felt that your health is a delicate balancing act? This is a perfect example. A sudden change in your diet, even a healthy one, can tip the scales without you ever knowing it. So what should you do instead? This is not a warning to banish spinach from your life forever. The key here isn't avoidance, it's consistency. Your doctor prescribes your medication based on your normal diet. If you eat a small, consistent amount of greens every day, your dosage can be adjusted for that. The danger comes from sudden, drastic changes, like starting a new green smoothie kick or eating a giant kale salad 3 times a week when you used to have it once a month. The smarter choice is to talk to your doctor before making any big dietary shifts. Aim to eat a steady, moderate amount of these greens rather than swinging from 0 to 100. Ask yourself, is this sudden health kick truly protecting me, or could it be creating a hidden risk? A simple conversation with your doctor could mean the difference between a food that helps you and one that harms you. But vitamin K isn't the only hidden danger. The next vegetable is one we see as completely harmless, a convenient and innocent choice. Yet it could be secretly flooding your system with an ingredient that puts your heart in a pressure cooker. Pickles, canned green beans, sweet corn. For many of us, these are staples. They represent convenience, nostalgia, and an easy way to get a serving of vegetables onto the plate. They feel harmless, even wholesome. After all, a pickle is just a cucumber, and a canned bean is just a bean, right? But what if that convenience comes at a steep price? What if those seemingly innocent foods are part of the reason your blood pressure remains stubbornly high? Why your ankles get a little swollen by the end of the day? Or why you feel more breathless walking up the stairs? The reality is, many of these products are not just vegetables. They are vegetables soaked in a salty brine. And that salt, or sodium, is one of the most underestimated enemies of an aging heart. Here's what's really happening inside your body. When you consume excess sodium, your body holds on to extra water to dilute it. This increases the total volume of blood in your vessels. Imagine a garden hose. If you try to force more water through it, the pressure inside the hose goes way up. That's exactly what happens in your arteries. Your heart is forced to pump harder, day in and day out, to move that extra fluid through your system. Over time, this constant pressure stiffens your arteries, strains your heart muscle, and can lead to chronic high blood pressure, heart failure, and an increased risk of stroke. The scariest part? You often feel nothing until significant damage has been done. A single large dill pickle can contain over 1,000 milligrams of sodium. That's more than 2/3 of the ideal daily limit for many seniors. A single can of green beans can have 500 milligrams or more. You might be carefully avoiding bacon and potato chips, thinking you're doing the right thing, while a healthy side dish is quietly doing just as much damage. So what is the wiser path? It's time to become a label detective. You don't have to give up the convenience, but you do have to be smarter about it. Look for no salt added or low-sodium versions of canned vegetables. They are available in nearly every grocery store. Rinse your canned vegetables. A thorough rinse under running water can wash away a significant amount of the excess sodium. Swap pickles for fresh cucumbers with a splash of vinegar and herbs for that tangy crunch. Before you open that can or grab that pickle, ask yourself, am I choosing this for my health or just for convenience? A small shift in your shopping habits can lift a massive, invisible burden from your heart. And if hidden salt is one danger, what about a vegetable that brings a fiery kick, one that many love for its flavor, but that could be sending your heart into a daily state of emergency? For many of us, a little heat is what makes food come alive. A dash of hot sauce, a sprinkle of cayenne pepper, or a few slices of jalapeno can turn a simple meal into something exciting and memorable. That fiery kick feels invigorating, comforting, and full of life. But for an aging heart, that same beloved heat might be doing far more harm than good. What if that spicy dish you enjoy is repeatedly triggering your body's internal alarm system, leaving your heart and blood vessels in a state of chronic stress? Here's the science made simple. Hot peppers contain a compound called capsaicin. It's what creates the burning sensation. When you eat it, capsaicin activates your sympathetic nervous system, the system responsible for your fight or flight response. This causes a surge of adrenaline, your heart rate increases, and your blood vessels temporarily tighten. For a healthy 30-year-old, this is a minor event. But after 60, it's a different story. Your arteries may already be stiffer with age, and your heart may be working harder to begin with. Subjecting it to these sudden, repeated spikes in pressure is like constantly revving the engine of a classic car. Over time, it leads to wear and tear. This daily stress can contribute to chronic inflammation, which damages the lining of your arteries and makes it easier for plaque to build up. Have you ever felt your heart race a bit after a spicy meal, or experienced a mild headache or trouble sleeping after dinner? These aren't just random occurrences. They could be signs that your cardiovascular system is being pushed into overdrive. You may not feel pain, but the stress is real, and it's happening meal after meal. So what should you do instead? The answer isn't to sentence yourself to a lifetime of bland food. It's to swap the fire for flavor. Explore the world of non-fiery herbs and spices. Garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, turmeric, cumin, rosemary, and thyme all add incredible depth and flavor without triggering that stress response. Use citrus zest from lemons or limes to brighten up dishes. A little bit of cooked garlic or onion can provide a warming sensation without the aggressive heat. The next time you reach for the hot sauce, ask yourself, am I looking for flavor, or am I just used to the fire? You can nourish your soul and your heart at the same time by choosing flavors that soothe rather than ignite. But what about vegetables that don't need salt or spice to be dangerous? What if the very way they are eaten, raw, is the hidden problem? In today's health-conscious world, raw is often seen as the ultimate goal. Raw cabbage in coleslaw, raw broccoli in salads, and raw sprouts sprinkled on everything are promoted as clean, pure, and packed with life. It feels like the healthiest possible choice you can make. But what if, for an aging body, raw can sometimes mean risky? What if that crunchy, raw vegetable is creating internal pressure that strains your heart, or even worse, carrying bacteria that your immune system can no longer fight off? Let's look at two hidden dangers of raw foods. First, there's the bloating and pressure. Raw cruciferous vegetables like cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower are notoriously hard to digest. They contain complex fibers and sugars that ferment in your gut, producing gas. For a younger person, this might just be mild discomfort. But for a senior, significant bloating can become a serious mechanical problem. Imagine an overinflated balloon inside your abdomen, pushing upward. It presses on your diaphragm, which in turn limits the space your lungs have to expand. This makes it harder to take a deep breath. At the same time, it can physically crowd your heart, making it more difficult for it to relax and fill properly between beats. If you already have a heart condition, this added physical pressure is a burden your heart simply doesn't need. Have you ever felt uncomfortably full or short of breath after a large raw salad? It might not be indigestion. It might be your body sending you a signal. Second, there's the bacterial risk, especially with raw sprouts. Sprouts like alfalfa or mung bean are grown in warm, moist conditions, the absolute perfect breeding ground for dangerous bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella. While a strong, youthful immune system might neutralize these threats, an aging immune system is not as quick or powerful. An infection that might cause a mild stomach bug in a 30-year-old could lead to a serious, systemic infection in a 70-year-old, potentially even leading to a heart infection in those who are most vulnerable. So what is the wiser choice? The solution is beautifully simple. Embrace the gentle magic of cooking. Lightly steaming, sautéing, or roasting these vegetables breaks down the tough fibers, making them far easier to digest and eliminating the bloating. Cooking also kills any harmful bacteria, making them safe to eat. You don't have to give up these nutritious foods. You just have to prepare them in a way that respects your body's current needs. Before you dive into that giant raw salad, ask yourself, could a gently cooked version give me all the benefits without any of the risks? And finally, what about the most surprising danger of all? The one that comes not from an unhealthy food, but from too much of a healthy one. We've all heard the saying, you can't have too much of a good thing. But when it comes to your health after 60, that is simply not true. Even the most celebrated superfoods like beets, sweet potatoes, and avocados can become a silent threat when consumed in excess. This is perhaps the most important lesson of all. Many seniors, after a health scare or a doctor's warning, become incredibly dedicated. They overhaul their diets, piling their plates high with the healthiest foods they can find day after day. They believe that if a little is good, a lot must be better. But here is the hidden danger of overload. Many of these healthy vegetables are extremely rich in certain minerals, particularly potassium. Beets, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, and avocados are all potassium powerhouses. Potassium is essential for heart function, but it exists in a delicate balance with sodium. The problem is, many common heart medications, especially ACE inhibitors and certain diuretics, can cause your body to retain potassium. If you are on one of these medications and you are also eating very large amounts of high potassium foods every day, your potassium levels can rise to dangerous levels. This can lead to muscle weakness, fatigue, and in severe cases, life-threatening heart rhythm problems. It's like pouring water into a funnel too quickly. The funnel can only handle so much at once. The rest spills over and creates a mess. Your body's systems, especially your kidneys, which regulate these minerals, work more slowly with age. Overwhelming them, even with good stuff, can backfire. So what is the smartest approach? It's not about fear of healthy food. It's about rotation and moderation. Don't eat the exact same superfoods every single day. Rotate your vegetables. Have sweet potatoes one day and maybe some gently cooked carrots and zucchini the next. Think of your plate as a balanced team, not a showcase for one superstar. Variety is your best defense against overloading on any single nutrient. If you are on heart medication, have a conversation with your doctor about your diet. A simple awareness can prevent a serious problem. Before you triple down on that one miracle vegetable, ask yourself, is my body getting balance or is it getting an overload? True health lies in harmony, not extremes. For many of us, navigating health after 60 can feel like walking through a minefield. The rules seem to change, and the foods we once trusted can suddenly feel like a risk. But it doesn't have to be that way. As we've seen, the problem isn't the vegetables themselves, it's the way we approach them. The human body, especially an aging one, thrives on balance, consistency, and gentle care. When we overload it with too much salt, too much spice, too many raw fibers, or even too much of a single nutrient, we create imbalances that lead to unintended consequences. The fatigue you feel, the breathlessness on the stairs, the stubborn numbers on the blood pressure cuff. Many seniors blame these things on aging itself, never realizing the solution might be found in the simple, daily choices they make in their own kitchen. So what is the path forward? First, it begins with awareness. Take a closer look at what you eat every day. Are you relying on the same few foods out of habit? Are you reading the labels on canned and packaged goods? Are you considering how your diet interacts with your medications? Second, it's about choosing real, gentle foods. Prioritize vegetables that are known to be easy on an aging system. Steamed broccoli and green beans, cooked carrots and bell peppers are fantastic choices, low in sodium and packed with antioxidants. Zucchini and asparagus are hydrating and full of fiber without being difficult to digest. Cooked tomatoes release a powerful antioxidant called lycopene, which is wonderful for your blood vessels. Finally, remember that how you cook matters just as much as what you cook. Steaming, roasting, and sautéing can transform a potentially problematic vegetable into a heart-healing friend. This journey isn't about creating a list of forbidden foods. It's about building a new relationship with your body, one based on listening, respect, and wisdom. You've earned that wisdom over a lifetime. Now is the time to apply it to your plate. Your next meal is a gift. It's a chance to nourish the heart that has beaten for you faithfully for so many years. Choose to make it a wise one. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and with confidence. Now, it's your turn. In the comments below, please share one insight from this video that surprised you the most, and one small, wise change you plan to make this week. Let's create a community of wisdom right here and support each other on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Free for more content that helps you live your best life on your own terms. Thank you for watching, and here's to a heart that feels strong, steady, and cared for.